Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, beautiful kings and queens. My name is Trey Christak, and I am just so excited and just was so happy that the event was a success. The Memphis Wealth Alliance class, I'm just so happy to be a part of, be side by side with Candace Holyfield. She is an amazing, amazing individual. And so just to have the honor to host a class with her, it was such a blessing. And so we had a lot of people. I had a lot of people emailing me and DMing me that they missed the class either because of work, different circumstances. We had an issue with the not realizing the times. A lot of people was in different time zones and they didn't realize that it was at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we just had a couple issues. So Candace gave me the word, and we decided to drop our videos here on YouTube. So I will have the link to her video in the description box below, and so that way you can just get all the information. And it was so informational. Her Airbnb class. I'm definitely going to get invested into Airbnb and just take all the tips that she gave. And so, like I said, I had the honor of giving the class on wholesale real estate. And so first off, I just want to tell you just a little bit about myself. So first off, my name is Trey Christak. So my first name is Trey and my last name is Christak. Candace always make the mistake and call me Chris, but Christak is my last name and Trey is my first name. So, but it's all good, no love lost. She's still the GOAT. Candace is an amazing individual. She got a big heart. She is so loving and she is so willing to help. And I am just so thankful for her, and her emotional intelligence is intact. She is just the bomb. And so we're going to get right to it. So first off, again, I am from Jackson, Tennessee. I graduated from Austin Peay State University in Clarksville, Tennessee in communications. And I'm also engaged as well. So shout out to that. The whole, how I got into real estate, how I got into real estate investing, it was back in the summer of 2019. My fiance came across this guy by the name of Rico Smith, who is now our mentor. And just taking his class and getting into his class, first off, I wasn't even checking for him. I wasn't interested. Tish would bring me and show me all of his posts and different things, but just initially, straight off the muscle, I wasn't interested until I came across one of his posts and he had the BMW i8 and it just caught my eye. And then instantly I was just like, you know what, let's go take his class. And his class was amazing. It was an amazing experience because he opened my mind up to different information that I never knew. And he would always go over these 11 unforgotten laws of the universe. And this comes from a book by Bob Proctor. And he talks about all of these laws that helps you to be successful in life. And then also these laws directly helps you with real estate. So I just want to just briefly touch on what I touched on in the class. And I talked about mindset. And I gave two laws. That I feel like is very important. And I couldn't go over all the laws, so I wanted to bless you all with two laws. So the first law that I wanted to talk about was the law of thinking. And so this law states that thoughts attract like thoughts. You attract what you think about and what you focus on. So immediately, just, taking all this information from him, it didn't hit. But as time went on, as I continued to go to his class, things started to hit for me. And it was just like, man, I grew up, I grew up, I wasn't the best person growing up, I was into different things. Being in college, doing everything under the sun, all of those things. My mindset was not in the right frame of mindset to be investing into real estate and truly getting the information. So instantly I knew I had to change my thoughts. And so in the Bible it says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And so I knew instantly I had to, switch the music that I was listening to, switch the things that was influencing me. I had to switch my outside influence. I had to get around people that was actually helping me succeed and not tearing me down, that was speaking life. And I had to get around people that's gonna help me be successful. My mentor used to always say this quote that he got from his grandfather. His grandfather would say, "Grandson, if you hang around 5 broke, busted, and disgusted people, you will be the 6th one." And it's so amazing that how true that statement is. Just you start to adapt to your friends and their habits. You start to speak like them, have the same lingo, and this is directly linked to the law of thinking. So instantly, I knew I had to change my thinking. And then the next one, the law of non-resistance. So with this one, it's like we all deal with some type of pain in our life. Like that pain, will you allow that pain to stop you? Will you allow that pain to, when it hit, what do you do? Do you stop? Do you give up? And you have to see and realize that in this business, in real estate, the real estate business, people are dealing with some pain and some issues, and you got to be the change agent. You got to be that support system. Sometimes you got to come in and be the psychiatrist. You got to speak some life into some people, because these are people that's in some tough situations, and we'll talk about that more. But it's like, what do you do when pain hit? And having that, oh, my life is coming to an end mentality. Having that, oh, my life is coming to an end mentality, where when something happens to you, you just give up and you feel like the whole world is coming down on you. You can't have that type of mindset in this business, or you would not be successful. So those are the 2 laws I want y'all to go check out. Bob Proctor, he's an amazing. Talks about personal development and all that world. So tonight's topics that I'm going to be talking about is the power and concept of reverse wholesaling. The power and concept of reverse wholesaling. And then also I'm going to talk about how to get started with your marketing campaign. So before we get to those topics, we got to talk about what exactly is wholesale real estate. What exactly is wholesale real estate? And if you know, you can pause the video and drop in the comments what you think and what comes to mind when you think about wholesaling real estate, or just break down, wholesaling, what's wholesaling, and then what is real estate. And so, drop that in the comment and let me know what you think. And so, what wholesale real estate is, all it is you are the middleman. You are the middleman. So you got the seller, the motivated seller, and you got a great buyer. You bring those things together. You, as the real estate investor, the wholesaler, you get a great assignment fee from that when you bring the seller, the motivated seller, and the buyer. You bring those things together. You help the seller find somebody to sell their house to. And the great thing about this is you, as an American citizen, have the right to control a piece of property with the backing of a purchase contract. So hear me loud and clear on this. You do not need a license. You do not need a real estate license. You don't have to be a real estate agent in order to get in the wholesale real estate industry. And it's mind blowing, right? A lot of people think in order to get into real estate, they got to be an agent. You do not need a license for this. You do not need a license for this. You have the right as a citizen of America to control a piece of property with the backing of a purchase contract. And so that is an amazing one. I found that out. And then the worst thing that a lot of people tell folks they get into real estate is, it takes zero amount of money. You don't have to put any money into it. That's the worst mistake you could ever listen to, or the worst advice you could ever listen to, because it does take money in order to get started. And then also, this business is not a get rich quick scheme. So if you're here to find a get rich quick scheme, this is not the place. Okay, so let's keep going. So like I said, your goal as a wholesale real estate investor is to find a motivated seller and then also find a great buyer. And it's like matchmaking. You haven't seen somebody do date matching and they find the right person and the right other person, put them together. This is exactly what you are doing. You finding the seller, you finding the buyer, you putting them together. And like I said, it gives you a nice assignment fee. It's the lowest entry level into real estate, no license needed at all. And so now, wholesale real estate, you are the middleman. Usually the regular process, the regular way of wholesaling real estate is to go find a seller, get the house under contract, and then you go shop the house out to buyers. You go find buyers and send out the house, but it's not that easy. And this is a way, the regular way of wholesale real estate is not really recommended, because not to say people aren't successful in it, but it's a lot harder to get a deal. And so my great mentor taught me to do the opposite. You want to do reverse wholesaling, right? The biggest mistake to find sellers first. That's the biggest mistake. The biggest mistake is to find the seller first. You want to have your buyer, you want to build a relationship with the expert buyer first. Because if you don't build a relationship with the buyer, it makes you look like a snobby car salesman. Like you just shopping all of this, you sending the house out through email, hoping that a buyer will buy the house. Like that process isn't, you won't be very successful in it. You want to know the buyer, you want to get to know him, you want to get to know, how many kids does he have. You want to truly build a relationship with this buyer, right? And guess what? The pro about and the benefits about building a relationship. When you build a relationship with the buyer first, you get an understanding of his criteria or her criteria. You get an understanding of what areas is she buying in or he buying in. You get a criteria of how many houses. You get a criteria of how many rooms. A 2-bedroom house, a 3-bedroom house. Like buyers have different criteria that they want. So then also what area they're buying in. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. We're in Shelby County. So a lot of buyers, they buy in 38117 or 38118, 38119. So another thing too, it helps you create a targeting market campaign. It helps you to line all of those zip codes up and send out your marketing campaign to that area to find motivated sellers in the areas that your buyer wants. The next thing, you want to leverage the information from the expert buyer. The beautiful thing about building a relationship is you don't have to know everything about real estate. Guess what? You got the expert buyer. So every time you go have a conversation with him, you go meet with him or her, you writing things down. You writing things. It's like you being a student. You get to know and you get to figure out truly what it looks like to be on that side of the spectrum and to get an insight of the whole process of real estate. They have all of the information. You leverage the information from them. Amazing. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Yes. So let's keep going. So I had a whole, during the class, I did a picture and I drew up some things, but we don't have the board, so I can't do that. So we're gonna move on to, now, how do you find buyers and sellers? How do you find them, right? I know that's a question that you have. So we have some marketing secrets that I'm gonna give to you. Make sure you got your pen and paper ready and you ready to write this down. So you can pause right now, get your pen and paper if you don't already have it. I'm gonna drop some secrets for you. Okay, so first off, we do this thing called direct mail marketing. Direct mail marketing. And what direct mail marketing does is you're able to send out a marketing campaign directly to motivated sellers. You can send out postcards, you can send out letters. You can send out postcards, you can send out letters. And so it sends directly to whatever area that you market in. And the system that we go through, the service that we go through is www.yellowletterscomplete.com. www.yellowletterscomplete.com. And we recommend that you send out at least 500 to 1,000 leads. 500 to 1,000 leads, because the thing is, you will send out to all of those people, and sometimes you might not get as many calls back as you thought you would. So you want to have as many calls as possible of the people calling you. You know, the best thing to do is send out at least 1,000 letters. That way, and what Yellow Letters Complete does is they make it look like real deal handwriting. But a postcard, sending out a postcard, they really give a lot of information on the postcard as well. So either or, you know, you just pick which one you like. And so also what Yellow Letters Complete do is they give you, you can ask for two lists. You can have an absentee list. You can have an absentee list, and you can have an owner-occupied list. So on the absentee list, what the absentee list is, the seller or the person that you're marketing to, they have a home. Like they could be living in California somewhere. We've had that before. And they have a home in Tennessee. So they're not necessarily staying there. They have the home, but they're absentee, meaning that they don't stay in the home. And then owner-occupied, you guessed it, they actually stay in the home. So they send out, you can create it, you can make it where maybe if you got 1,000 leads, or you send out 1,000 postcards, you send 500 to the absentee, 500 to the owner-occupied. Or you can do, I want all absentee lists. It's just all based on you. Now, next, how do we find buyers? How do we find buyers? First off, you can find real estate investment companies in your area and see if you can talk to whoever the buyer is and figure out, you know, how you can help them bring more deals to them. Next, you can also find buyers through a premium LinkedIn account. And then you can also send out direct mail marketing campaign as well to buyers and promote to buyers. Say that you're looking for a buyer in the area. And the difference is we want to find buyers that can pay all cash. We don't want buyers that's going to get a loan from the bank. You want to have a buyer that's all cash. And then that's also the difference. When you got a buyer that's buying all cash, you can close in 5 to 7 days. Now, the regular way of wholesale real estate, people always say, you know, they tell the seller, we can close on your home in 30 days. No, we need to close in 5 to 7 days. Next, Bandit Signs. Drop in the comments below if you know what a bandit sign is. You probably seen them on the side of the road and didn't realize they was bandit signs. Bandit signs be on the side of the road. They say, we buy houses, or we buy ugly houses, or we buy houses all cash. Those are bandit signs. Next, how to find motivated sellers. How do we find motivated sellers? How do we find motivated sellers? We find motivated sellers by sending off your direct mail marketing through Yellow Letters Complete. You can also put up bandit signs as well for motivated sellers. We buy houses. Next, drive for dollars. This is something that I personally like and I like to do. Basically, drive for dollars, you are riding around in your car and you want to look for ugly houses. You want to look for houses that's boarded up in a nice neighborhood. those houses is boarded up in a nice neighborhood, or those houses that look run down, or the grass is grown to the ceiling, or different things like that. You will know an abandoned house when you see it. It's vacant. You know for sure it's vacant, but you want to find them in a great neighborhood. And so that also brings to the next thing, skip tracing. So when you skip trace, you find that home, right? You drive for dollars. Let's say you found the vacant home or the boarded up home. What you will do is, so I live in Memphis, Tennessee, Shelby County. So I would type in Google Shelby County tax assessor. So whatever your county is, you'll find your county and you'll type in tax assessor, and you should be able to pull up property search. And so when you go to property search, it'll have in the search bar the street address or the street number and the street address. You put that in and it'll pull up the owner's name. It pulls up how many bedrooms it is. It'll pull up how much the home is worth, how much is the appraised value. It pull up all those things. And so what you do is you take all that information, you find the owner's name, and then you go to www.truepeoplesearch.com. www.truepeoplesearch.com. And what True People Search does is it allows you to put their name in, and it'll pull up their address. Also on the tax assessor, it also pulls up if they have another address. So if they're absentee, it pulls up their home address, so you can put that in to find them faster, and it'll pull up all of their phone numbers. Pulls up all their phone numbers. And so next, you'll be able to call them. Next is cold calling. Cold calling, you can find in the phone book, find handymen, find real estate investors, or real estate investing companies. You can call churches. A lot of people don't know, but churches also sometimes own real estate, and maybe they're looking to sell. It's a lot of different things and a lot of different people that you can call just to see what painters. You can see whoever got a painting, or if they do something around real estate, you can call them up and see if they know any houses for sale. And so, yes. But yeah, so that's all of the information that I have for you guys. I'm so happy and grateful that you guys came and was willing to listen and tune in, and thank you for watching. You can click the links down below. I'll have the link. My fiance and I actually just dropped a book called 10 Tips to a Progressing Love Story. I would love for you guys to check that out. You can also find me and her YouTube channel, Tish and Trey. You can just connect with us on Instagram as well. My name on Instagram is @IamChristak. And so another thing too, if you are in the Memphis area, I have a lawn care company called Christak Lawn Care. So if you need your grass cut, click that link, go to my Instagram page and just DM me, hit me up, or drop in the comments that you're interested. I'm also a part of TLC, Total Life Changes. So if you're looking to lose weight, hit up your boy. If you want to join my team, also click that link below and let's get going. I'm so grateful. Also, make sure you check out Candace's Airbnb video as well. So y'all have a blessed night. Y'all stay safe. Till next time, we out.